Yes, be ready. Start. We must keep in mind that it was still the foreign government that was at the helm of affairs, and the terms of reference of these ad hoc tariff boards were very limited in their character. Stop. For example, before any industry could be considered to be entitled for the grant of protection, it was essential that there should be abundant natural resources for that industry available in the country itself. Stop. There should be a local market for its produce. Stop. There should be real potentialities for its development, and its development at a rapid pace. Stop. Even then, the protection was afforded only for limited periods, and that too only in cases where a certain industry could stand foreign competition. Stop. These were the limitations, but even this limited sphere, we have several illustrations which show that the government of that day never accepted the recommendations of these tariff boards when they clashed with the interests of foreign capitalists, particularly British capitalists in this country. Stop. In 1928, the government refused to grant any protection to the locomotive manufacturing industry on the lame excuse that there was no market for it in India. Stop. We know how crores and crores of rupees had to be spent for buying locomotives outside the country, and even today we are importing these locomotives from abroad. Stop. Thus, we see that when these tariff boards were appointed for the first time, they functioned in a very halting and indecisive manner, and they were intended only for the protection of the interests of foreign capitalists, and not for the development of indigenous industries. Stop. New para. Then came the war from 1939 up to 1945. The policy of the government was to maintain the protection already afforded by giving fresh lease of life to the Protective Duties Acts. Stop. It was in November 1945 that the then government appointed an interim tariff board, which, with extended life, is still working, and which tariff board is sought to be replaced by the Tariff Commission envisaged in this piece of legislation. Stop new para. This bill incorporates very important provisions which fall into three categories. Firstly, Chapter 2 deals with the establishment of the Commission, its personnel and constitution, the qualifications of the members and the chairman, and also the terms of office and tenure of service of the member and the chairman. Stop new para. The second part, which is the very soul of this legislation, deals with the functions and duties of the Commission, which are incorporated in Clause 11 of the bill. Stop. The third part of the bill is of a routine character. Stop. Over.